This review will cover the case of the Victorio Peak treasure. It was found in November of 1937 by an individual named Doc Noss, who was just doing some basic hunting on a mountain top in New Mexico, and he noticed a rock appeared to be out of place. He lifted the rock up, and he noticed there was a tunnel in there as well as a ladder. He traversed down the ladder and quite found a network of a treasure. Inside there were jewels, coins, artifacts, swords, knives, gold bars, and more. And let me get a little more information about on the screen here. One moment, please.
White Sands, New Mexico. 100,000 acres of desert. Home only to rattlesnakes and sagebrush, vultures, and mule deer. In 1937, a man named Doc Noss was deer hunting here. He hiked to the top of a hill known as Victorio Peak. As thirst and fatigue set in, he looked for water from one of the mountain's many springs. Instead, he discovered a mysterious hole in the ground, a hidden entrance to a tunnel. There was a ladder in the opening, and Doc climbed inside. A maze of tunnels led to a large cavern. He found an old chest. On it, an old English inscription that read, "Seal Silver."
As you can see, there's some of the silver that he found. And here's a little more information about some of the stuff inside the treasure.
Doc told Babe there were as many as 16,000 bars of gold in the cavern. But how did the treasure get there? There are four theories. It could have belonged to Juan de Oñate, a man who founded New Mexico as a Spanish colony. Some believe it was a secret hiding place for a Catholic missionary who operated nearby gold mines. It could have belonged to Maximilian, the Emperor of Mexico, who tried to remove wealth out of Mexico when he learned of an assassination plot. Finally, it may have belonged to an Apache tribe that raided stagecoaches filled with gold mined in California.
Doc Noss, upon finding this treasure, went and leased the land and began the process of removing the contents. As time went forward, he tried to make the tunnel that led to the treasure wider, and it was dynamited, and it blocked the tunnel altogether, so we didn't have access to it. And later, Doc Noss, as he was called, was killed in a dispute over money, and eventually the military seized the location for testing purposes, and it's long been rumored that the military removed the treasure and just kept it. And let me get a little more information about some of the military. One moment, please.
Peak. Victorio Peak was now off limits to everyone by order of the military. However, that didn't stop a group of off-duty soldiers from clearing the blocked entrance and exploring the caverns. It wasn't long before they found what Babe Noss was after.
What is it? 2 stacks of material, and they were bars of something. And as we scratched it, we knew right away that it was actually gold. We marked and identified one of the bricks inside with my initials on it, and we stood it on end on the large piles.
When the soldiers left Victorio Peak, they did not take any of the treasure with them.
We were in the middle of a top secret missile range. that was forbidden to everybody to be in. The last thing in the world we wanted to do was to jeopardize our position and our find by removing something prematurely.
And that's some independent verification from two military soldiers that the treasure actually did exist. And here's a. It was covered by 60 Minutes as well. Let me get that on the screen. Here's a. Uh, let me get this.
Gold fever. Once you've got it, you're hooked for life. It's incurable, they say. And nothing excites gold fever faster than tales of buried treasure or lost gold mines, of outlaws' loot hidden in mountain caves. It's the old dream of something for nothing. Tonight, the story of the hidden treasure of a man named Milton Ernest Noss. His friends called him Doc. Others called him a con man. Doc Noss was killed 28 years ago in the town of Hatch, New Mexico, shot in an argument over gold. But the tale of his hidden treasure is alive and well. It is dawn at a crossroad in the New Mexico desert, 13 miles from the place Doc Noss was shot. A chilly morning, temperature 27 degrees. Question: why are these ordinarily sane and sensible people, 107 of them at last count, driving across 30 miles of spine-crunching desert track, eating dust, braving blowouts, squinting into the rising sun? Well, they're looking for gold, that's why. Looking for Doc Noss's gold. You talk about a godforsaken place. This is it. Very little here for tumbleweed.
And that's a little more information about the location of the treasure. Now, the military let civilians search it for a while, and nothing was ever located. And here's a little more information about that. Let me get this on the screen here. One moment.
The end of the search for the alleged lost treasure of Victorio Peak. This search indicates no treasure, gold or otherwise, exists in the area of Embrio Basin or within Victorio Peak. White Sands Missile Range is now closed to further search. There is the presence of a cavern, a large cavity which is at least 100 by 100 feet at the bottom, as you see in this two-scale drawing. Doc Noss reports that there was such a cavern. You can draw your own conclusions from that. Is there gold in that cavern? We have no idea. We found no gold.
And there's a little more information about the search. The civilians that were allowed to search there came up with nothing. So whether or not the gold was ever there in the first place or removed by the military remains unclear. And this case was covered by Unsolved Mysteries a few years ago, and it's a rather exciting case. If you just Google Victorio Peak, you'll find information about it, and that should do it. Hopefully I was able to get everything up there and cover all the bases here, and I'll see how it uploaded. Let me get another screen on here. One moment.